So let me guess, you bought this DVD after seeing some clips on TikTok from Evo and thought, hey, those fighting games look pretty cool, but I heard the genre is pretty tough to get into. Maybe I should look into it some more and see if these games are for me in the first place. Or you were like, I want to play those games, but I'm just gonna lose anyway, so what's the point? Well, listen up, bucko. First of all, thank you for watching this DVD. Second of all, every game I'm talking about today, I think you should get on sale because of the fact that you don't even know if you'll like them. Third of all, these games ain't about winning. Stick to the end and I'll tell you what it's all really about. Let's get into it. The first thing you're going to want to do when getting into a fighting game is finding the right one for you. No, not that one. Fighting games have been around for years and years, and there are loads of them to choose from, so it can be difficult to see one and say, oh, this looks like fun, only to see someone go online and do this. And think to yourself, yeah, I can do that. It takes some confidence to not only get one of these games, but stick to it, especially if it's one that's been out for quite some time. People have been playing these games and learning the ins and outs for years now, so it can be daunting to a new player to get into them. But that's kind of the case with every game, right? You want to get into Counter-Strike? Well, people have been playing that since before some of you were even born, so good luck. But we do it anyway, because it's fun. It's fun to learn and get better at any game. Even that one, I guess. With that in mind, I ask you to simply look at these games with this perspective. Which one speaks to you the most? You can be interested in a certain one of these games for whatever reason, whether that be for its art style, its gameplay, its characters, or even for its lore for all I care. For today, I'm going to be talking about these games in particular. Street Fighter 6, Tekken 7, and a bit of Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Mortal Kombat 11. Kind of a weird selection, but trust me, it makes sense because all these games are, yes, fighting games on paper, but they all play drastically differently. Now, full disclosure, I'm not going to talk about all these games super in depth or anything. I just wanted to simply present to you some of these games that are the most popular, quote-unquote, traditional fighting games. I'm not going to go too deep into all of the mechanics of the fighting games, but I'm just going to help you get into them. And I'm not talking about platform fighting games because those are party games. That's right, I said it. Fuck you. Let's start with my favorite and what I think is the simplest one to start with. Street Fighter 6. Oh yeah, baby, this is my shit right here. I think this is not only a great starting point for new players, but also for the sake of this DVD, because this is the first real fighting game I got into. So a little Nick history is in session. I never really cared about fighting games until pretty damn recently. Yeah, I know. Now, it's not because I don't like fighting games. I always thought they were cool, but I never cared enough to actually learn them. I mean, come on, you reel in someone new by showing them this. And then showing them this, and you expect to get them in the ring? It's like getting someone into boxing and telling them their first fight is actually Mike Tyson. So you're probably thinking, why the hell are you going to talk about this genre if you just got into it? And the answer to that is simple. Because I wanna. And over the past year, I've dabbled in quite a few other games, and I just want to try to get more people into this space. For as popular as this genre is, I think it can still get bigger. I mean, I love Evo, and I've been watching it just for 2 years now. But I have no one to talk to about it, so I want someone to talk to. I want my friends to get into this. Anyway, with all that said, let's get into this. This game... Hey, what's that? That's none of your business. Fine, let's talk about the elephant in the room before we go any further. I play with modern controls in Street Fighter 6. Yeah, get it out of your system. And I have good reasons as to why I play with them. It's because this control scheme just doesn't click with me for some reason. On paper, it makes complete sense. You got a button for each individual punch and kick. Light punch, light kick, medium punch, medium kick, heavy punch, heavy kick. I don't know. I can't shove these mechanics and buttons in my head. I'm just gonna be honest. I suck at all these games, okay? I'm not nearly talented enough to figure it out. I can barely do the motions for a normal attack, and forget about even being competent. In a fight, I end up fighting the controls more than the opponent. And again, it's me not understanding the controls. It's not the game's fault. I play with modern controls because while yes, it simplifies the control scheme, it also allows someone like me who wants to play this game but doesn't have the time or brain capacity to do all the cool shit. These controls simplify all the buttons to just a light, medium, heavy, and special attack. You just have to input the direction that you want, and then you don't have to do all this shit just to do an ultimate. I just want to have fun. Okay, so that was my little rant about the controls. Thank you for listening. So let's actually talk about the game. This game looks so fucking cool.
Raised by the savages, know you couldn't handle this. Everyone who battled me, they falling like an avalanche. Got them falling back to back, take them all just hand in hand. Y'all going home, so better pack your bags.
The first thing you see when looking at a new game is literally how it looks. So my first suggestion for getting into fighting games is seriously finding one that has a style that you like. Street Fighter 6 speaks to me, dude. I instantly fell in love with the colors and the art direction this game had. It feels really fresh, but also traditional. The colors really stand out. They have this graffiti look on everything, and that captures my interest instantly for almost anything. So when I saw the trailer for this, I knew it was a fighting game, but I just had to try it out. And dude, I loved it. Like I said before, I always had an interest in this genre, but I never really got into them until I played Street Fighter 6. And it's because of the modern controls. Playing with this control scheme really helped me learn the game, and it turns out combos aren't everything. I know, crazy. I grew up thinking that in order to be good at this genre, you would have to learn every character and all their moves and how to play them all. But in actuality, you just have to find one character you jive with, learn how to play them, learn how to do like 1 or 2 combos consistently, and learn the absolute basics of fighting in order to start winning. So, how do you find a character you jive with? Well, in my opinion, you should just find one that visually or mechanically appeals to you. I personally like characters who are easy to learn because I'm fucking stupid, and I also like fast characters with quick movements and combos. So from there, I look at the character roster and I try to find a character that looks like my style and
What are you waiting for?
you know, I'm not a fan of the feat, but we can make it work. Juri is my main because I like her movement, her anti-air, and she's just complicated enough for me to want to learn her moveset and opens my mind to other characters. No other reason. But genuinely, I picked her because simply I liked her style. I liked her visual design, and because of that, I wanted to learn how she plays. I also like playing Luke too, since I like his design as well, and he's the easiest to learn for me. I also think he's the easiest to learn for new players like myself. So if you asked me who you should start playing when first getting into Street Fighter, I'd say mechanically Luke. But honestly, any character you find appealing. That's my biggest rule in these games when picking a character. After that, just play with modern controls until you feel comfortable with turning the classic controls on and learning how to play the game more intensely. I say this because while yeah, modern controls are great, they do limit your moveset. Some moves are basically locked away from you, so it can be a problem in some matches, and it also limits your combo ability. Or you could just learn classic controls and ignore my advice. I don't care. I mean, you already bought the DVD. So what about something a little bit different? What if Street Fighter isn't getting your attention? Well, I would say maybe Mortal Kombat 11 is more your style. Jesus. From what I've played of the Mortal Kombat series, they seem pretty easy to grasp and a lot slower and heavier, I feel. And obviously a lot more graphic. You also might be thinking, why not Mortal Kombat 1? That's the newer game. That's what people are talking about, right? Well, first of all, I've heard some people are not enjoying that installment too much, and MK11 is on Game Pass, and MK1 is... yeah. By the way, I'm not going to get too much into the controls of Mortal Kombat because they're pretty damn similar to Street Fighter, so I feel like it'd be a little redundant if I did that. If you understand Street Fighter, you understand Mortal Kombat. If you understand Mortal Kombat, you understand Street Fighter. Okay? Alright, let's move on. Now, if I'm being frank, I don't really have much to say about Mortal Kombat other than I think it's really cool and fun to watch, but I don't care too much about playing it. I don't think it's bad at all, okay? Don't come at me saying, you're wrong, Mortal Kombat is great. Yeah, it is great. I'm just not a big fan of it. To me, Mortal Kombat is more a game I play with friends who like it when I'm at their house or something. I always pick Scorpion because I think he looks the fucking coolest. I mean, compare him to all the other characters and they ain't got nothing on my boy. With all that being said, I still wanted to bring this game up because it's one of the biggest fighting game franchises of all time, and I believe it's one of the most fun to get excited for. Listen, as much as I say I don't care about these games, I still watch the Mortal Kombat movies, I still watch the new game trailers, and I still care about how it's doing as a franchise. I just like to watch Mortal Kombat more than I like to play it myself. I mean, you can't tell me you watched the Mortal Kombat 11 trailer and didn't think that was some of the coolest shit ever. The reason I don't like it is because I feel like the pacing of the fight is pretty slow. But that might be exactly why you like it. Every move feels very deliberate and heavy, basically no matter who you're playing as. It really makes you feel like you're beating the fuck out of these people. And for me, that makes watching it very fun. But playing it feel like a fucking chore. They also have fatalities, and that's a whole thing in of itself. And I don't even think I have to really explain fatalities. I mean, I feel like we've all seen these growing up because we're fucking alive. How can you not have seen this? I don't care who you are. You've seen a fatality before, either on the news or at your friend's house. And the DLC crossovers in this game, dude, they bring in anybody for their DLC. They don't care. In MK11, you get a fucking RoboCop fight Spawn. Or the Joker. Rambo. Needless to say, as serious as this game looks, it's very goofy. But what if you like goofy? What if you really like goofy games? Fuck, I love this game! Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is so much fun. I'm gonna be honest, I barely know what buttons I'm pressing, but I'm having a great time. It's so fast and fluid, and the roster is so insanely funny to me. No matter how many times I see it, Ryu, Iron Man, and the guy from Ghost and Goblins on one team, it just cracks me up.
Well, I think I'm looking forward to cracking up. I hope I can, totally crack up.
This game has so much style to it. Look at all the colors and the animations, and the characters are so expressive with their moves and styles. Look, Deadpool is moonwalking when he walks backwards. I love that. And it has the inputs that I like. Light attack, medium attack, heavy attack, and special with minimal motion inputs. Yes! And this game is a little bit different from the other two I mentioned because this game is a team-based fighter. And what I mean by that is that every fight is a 3v3. Every character that you pick you'll be able to play as by switching them out. You'll be able to also use them as assist in order to extend combos or get out of sticky situations. Every character also has an individual health bar, so you should be maintaining that as you fight. So if your Spider-Man is running low on health, for example, you can switch to a different character and you can get to play as them with not only full health, but Spider-Man will also regain some of his while he's inactive. Oh, it's such a fun game, dude. All right, let's go online and fight some actual people. Uh-oh. Yeah, so the entire online community is kind of dead from what I see. It's a really fun game, but I can't recommend it because of the online situation. So because of that, I would recommend getting this game on sale. I got it for like $5, which is a great price if you ask me. And if you can try to convince a friend or something to play with you, that'd be great. Or maybe you can find a Discord or something if you look harder than I did, because from what I can find, I can only dig up old invites that don't work anymore. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is also getting a re-release via the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics. Jesus fucking... I'm so excited to get my hands on that and learn all the complexities with an online community. There are also games very similar to this with a more active community, like Dragon Ball Fighter Z or Dragon Ball Fighters, I don't know, whatever, whichever one it is, which is also a really fun game from what I've played if you're interested in this type of fighting game. Now there is one game left on this list, and it's my second favorite, though I don't have nearly as much time in it as I wish I did. And that game is Tekken. Oh yeah, Tekken 7. Tekken 7. I don't have it. Have you seen the prices of these games lately? I mean, fucking hell. Hold on, let me check my wallet. Damn. Yeah. I also got Tekken 7 on sale for like $10 with all the DLC except for Noctis and Negan. The fuck are you doing here? I got 7 before 8 came out just to see if I would like the series, and spoiler alert, I do. Now the controls on this one are a little bit different because every button is a single limb. You got a button for your left arm, button for your right, a button for your left leg, and a button for your right leg. You would think a control method like that would be really complicated for me, but for some reason I totally get it. I don't know what it is, but the limb buttons just make sense to me. The really difficult thing is the combo list, because the combo list is it's quite long. But do not be discouraged, because remember what I said at the beginning of the DVD? Turns out combos aren't everything. Yeah, that thing. Oh, shit, what the hell? Honestly, just learn 1 or 2 combos and you'll start getting the rhythm of it. But besides the button mapping and the insane combo list, it's pretty much another traditional fighter, right? Wrong. Watch this.
See? You see? Oh, you don't see it? He moves right there. Wait. Right there. I don't know how he does it.
This is a 3D game. That third dimension opens the door quite a bit. It doesn't entirely change the game into the higher ranking gameplay, but you can really use it to your advantage. The faster you learn this, the faster you'll get better at Tekken in general, in my humble, dumb opinion. Needless to say, I don't really do it. I mean, I do it, but not effectively. And the roster is huge. I mean, look at all these guys. Is that a bear? A panda? Yeah, for as serious as this game looks, it's also really funny. I mean, look at this guy. This guy's name is Heihachi Mishima, and he is one of the main villains of Tekken. He's killed, or at least tried to kill, his own family so many times and has killed so many people over the years. A despicable man. But he also has a pet bear who he trained to fight and showed all the love in the world to. And that bear is in love with a panda. And they're both playable. And that's all the games I have in my possession. These are the games that I've played and have something to say about. So I wanted to say some more general things about these games. Number 1, like I said, just pick a game you think looks cool and looks like your style. Whether that style be more animated or more realistic, it doesn't really matter. It's your choice. Just make sure the player base is alive if you plan on actually playing online. 2, remember that combos are not the end all be all. Smart gameplay and movements are the key to winning matches and getting better at the game. I would recommend looking up videos on how to play whatever game you've chosen, just like the basics on YouTube. There are loads of videos out there, and that's how I've gotten my start. 3, now stick with me. When you go online, stick with me, and want to play against real people, stick with me. Play competitive. Stick with me. I know that sounds crazy, and you probably want to play casually, so you would want to go play a casual playlist, but don't do that, because more likely than not, you're gonna get bodied. See, where you and I train in the training grounds, the higher level players train in the casual matches. There is no skill-based matchmaking in what I've played in casual, which in theory, yeah, that's the most casual you can play. But that means you're either going to get someone who's been playing this game since they were born to someone who was just born. So for that reason, I say before you get online, play some training to get warmed up, then hop into competitive, because that's where you're actually going to be put up against people that are your player skill. The last thing I want to say to you is what I hinted at the beginning of the DVD. It's what fighting games are all about. To me, at least. It's not about winning. It's about losing. I'm lying. It's about winning. Of course. Everyone wants to win. Who wants to fucking lose? But here's the thing. I lied to you again because it's about losing. It's about winning. It's about both. Let me explain. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose a lot more than you're gonna win, especially when you just start playing. Hell, I got Street Fighter the day it came out, and after putting some hours into it, I kept losing and just not having fun anymore. So I tried to return it, but it didn't work. Steam said I had 5 too many hours put into it, and I had to keep the game at that point. Which is fair, but I was upset. I had just spent $60 on something that I couldn't even win a game in. So, I decided, if I'm stuck with it, I might as well learn it. So I did. I put in the hours. I went into training mode and started watching video tutorials on characters I liked and learned how to play fighting games in general. And after loss, after loss, after loss, after loss, I finally had that moment. It's not about winning. It's not about tournaments. It's not about trophies. It's about overcoming yourself. So when you look in the mirror, you can say to yourself, I did it.